depends on your investment strategy. What are you looking for? Are you looking for long-term core investments? Or are you looking for very opportunistic investments? Are you looking for resi? Are you looking for office? Are you looking for retail, logistics, hotels, whatever? These things I need to know before I can actually tell you where I think you should go. Because you can do some really high-risk investments in each country, but there are, in certain countries, I would do more high-risk investments in, let's say, logistics than I would in other countries. If you want to do really core, 10, 20 years, as some pension funds would like to do, investments in office, there are definitely markets that I would suggest to you before I would suggest other markets. There are in each country interesting opportunities to be invested in, depending on what you want and what you're going for. So I would say all of the Nordics is interesting, but you first need to have an idea of what it is you want to do. We're known to be very resi focused, even though half of what we have under management is actually commercial real estate. It's just the big resi deals that we've done that people have heard of. But if you, for example, are looking at, another thing is if you see Asian investors coming in, they tend to have a focus that at least, it has to be at least 300-400 at 500, hopefully, million euro deal before they want to go into it. That you can get one office building for in Stockholm or in Oslo, because the rents are significantly higher than they are in Helsinki and in Denmark. So of course the same building, same size and everything is going to be significantly higher value because of the yield you put on the office rent. That's a fact. So one building could maybe cost in Denmark 200 euros, would be 600 million euros in Sweden. That's a fact. So if you're looking for one-time big deals, Sweden and Norway is probably where you want to go if you want to have these big deals, one asset deals. But if you want portfolios and you want large portfolios, Norway is probably not the way where you want to go. Denmark, if you want to do resi, that's possible, but if you want to do retail box investments and you want 20 assets, you have to go to Sweden, because that's the only country that really has it. Also because they have a tendency of having these retail areas, whereas you don't see that in Denmark or in Norway the same way. If you want really high street retail, you can forget Stockholm, because that's already bought and owned and they're not going to sell any of it by the...
And there isn't so much to...
And there isn't so much.
The total stock is very small to begin with.
Exactly.
The high streets.
Whereas Copenhagen has the longest retail shopping pedestrian area. In Finland, it's the same thing. It's more shopping centers that you go for. So you need to know your markets and you need to know what it is and here you want to invest in. And here we come back to make sure you team up, either having your own staff in the area or team up with locals.